Now, Billy, you've had some information that, and a lot of people have been saying this, that we were the victims of a psychological operation, the country was, but because of our actions exposing the planned lockdown, they've had to reverse themselves.
Yeah, the things that we see, Vinny, we're not the only ones seeing them. We've got people that are observant. They're keeping a close eye on the narrative. They're keeping a close eye on what the media is doing and saying. And so it's not surprising to me that other people have been, watching and critically assessing what's going down. I mean, look at what we've had, so let's look at a quick brief timeline. 3 weeks ago, Chris Chipkins says that, talks about the entire logistics campaign around the COVID-19 vaccine that they want to roll out. He also, a few days later, starts talking about the South African and the UK mutant strain of the virus, and that we can expect it to land on our shores in 3 to 6 weeks, thereabouts. There we go. And then, out of the blue, the mainstream media starts to pepper ever so slightly, commentary around the mutant viruses. Okay, they start, sort of planting the seeds here and there, but in the last week we see a clear ramping up of the propagandizing of the message that if these viruses get into the community, we need to go to level 4. We need to go to level 4. We've had video podcasts. We've had TV interviews with professors that are sympathetic to the government's narrative. We've had doctors that are also sympathetic to the government narrative all come out and say, and 3 of them I'm talking about, they've all come out and said, if this virus breaks out, that we're gonna have to go to level 4, level 4, level 4, level 4. So what do? We then start to get, at that same time that story's rolling out, that we can expect level 4 lockdown, we get 6 sources virtually within a day of each other send us information. Some are military, one is Ministry of Health, one is Ministry of Education, one is from the Progressive Enterprises logistics team. Then we assess that information, we look at it and think and we were talking about it at the time last week. If these sources were connected to each other, you'd say, okay, it's a collusion to create a narrative to us to get something out there. But these people are completely unknown to each other. They're totally unconnected. And so we, as you say, if you get 3 sources saying the same thing, it's likely that the pipeline of information is going to be reasonably good. We had 6 at once, and we ended up with about 9 or 10 of them, and as recent as a couple of days ago, and as recent as yesterday, we had an army nurse send us some information that we won't talk about now because we're trying to assess it. We then take it into the public domain that we've had this information. We say we're not going with the program, and we're not going to sit by idle and watch these guys do what they want with us. So what did we do? We organised a protest on Saturday in Auckland. The thing being, we do not consent. We do not consent to lockdowns without the scientific medical justification, and we say that based on World Health Organization information. We do not consent to a rollout of a vaccine that they can't say 100% is going to be safe for our people, any of our people, and now they're targeting Pacific Island Māori people with that. They come out, and so we're saying we do not consent for that. We do not consent to the loss of our rights and freedoms through this narrative that they're propagating around C19. We do all that, then we announce that we are going down to Wellington to stand on the steps of Parliament, and we still are going to send a massive message to these people. Every New Zealander in this country is a sovereign human being. We have our personal common law sovereignty, but we have the sovereignty that we can claim as a nation under the 1835 Declaration of Independence, which will protect all New Zealanders.